Welcome to What's the Difference Between Marlberry and Mulberry? These are two classic traditional Chinese medicine herbs. Marlberry is also one of the 50 fundamental herbs, but it may be one that you're not as familiar with. So let's dive in and take a look at these two. Marlberry, M-A-R-L, berry, marlberry, is very well known in traditional Chinese medicine, especially for treating respiratory conditions. It does other things. It has a variety of uses, but that's its kind of stake, its claim in the world. The whole plant is used, and by marlberry, we are specifically talking about Ardisia japonica, and it's native to China and Japan and Korea. Mulberry, which is Morus alba, is a whole different plant. So we're going to come back to these. I'm going to be repeating things here to help you get it into your noggin. The berries are so confused that even sometimes if you try to do a Google search for marlberry, you'll end up at mulberry. It just thinks you need to be corrected, and you don't. So marlberry is bitter, pungent, cooling. It kind of favors the liver and the lungs. So it's about moving qi and blood. And it's going to be clearing heat, moving blood, eliminating phlegm. Very commonly used in formulas for treating tuberculosis, asthmatic conditions, especially chronic asthma, chronic bronchitis, when things get stuck. This is a good one to be moving towards. Wheezing, colds and flu, coughing up blood, edema, injuries, arthritis, stuck things. Mulberry, on the other hand, is an herb that you may be far more familiar with. Berry, the leaf, and the bark are used, and each of them is actually recognized as having their own properties. In general, mulberry plant is going to be sweet and cold, with the exception being the leaves, which also have a bitter quality. And here you're using berry, leaf, and bark. Berries are famous for nourishing blood. This may be how you know about it. It'll show up in formulas for this. Cooling, moistening the kidneys and liver yin. So anemia, constipation, things like this. The leaf, which has that little bit of a bitter quality to it, clears what's known as pathogenic heat, right? You don't want to be too hot. So you're going to get, again, this idea of coughs and sore throats. Diarrhea can be a hot condition as well. The bark transforms phlegm, and phlegm isn't just mucus. It's this idea of gunk that builds up in the joints that could create bladder infections that can, mist up the mind and make for muddy thinking and all these kinds of things. So it's very identified with the digestive, kidney, and cardiovascular. So marlberry, your Ardisia japonica, bitter, pungent, cooling. Mulberry, sweet and cold, with the leaf being a little to the bitter side. These are two really important herbs to know about. Mulberry is going to favor sort of the nourishing blood side of things, unless you're using the leaves or the bark, and then you're kind of moving into cold and flu symptoms. Marlberry is a little bit more the inversion. It's going to be more about respiratory infections, and then it kind of moves into moving energy. So there you have it. Marlberry, one of the 50 fundamental herbs. Visit our website at whiterabbitinstituteofhealing.com to find out more about this incredibly important and long used, thousands of years used herb. It's a good one to know. And if you don't know mulberry, come on, it's another one to check out.